I'm going to click one button, watch what happens. That's it. That's one click that just added automatic filters to every column. Made every formula update when it add a new row. Banded the rows automatically and created a live total row at the bottom. This is the most underrated feature in Excel, and most people have never used it. Welcome back to Zero to Excel Hero, and this is episode 4. In episode 2 and 3, we built and styled a professional budget tracker from scratch. Today, we are taking it to the next level by converting it into an Excel table, then unlocking filters and slicer to make it interactive. If you are new here, this is a free 10-episode series that takes you from complete beginner to genuinely confident in Excel. The budget tracker file we have been building is in the description. Download it and follow along. Today's agenda is format as a table, AutoFilter, slicer, and SUBTOTAL formula. 4 things in just few minutes. Let's open the budget tracker we built and style over the last 2 episodes. If you look at my budget tracker, I've removed all the style and formatting style we put on this particular budget tracker so that you can see the beauty of formatting as a table. So click anywhere on the table. Some basic rule for converting an Excel data into a table. Ensure there is no empty rows, any empty row between your data, and ensure there is no empty column. Also, there shouldn't be any merged cells in between your data so that it will convert it well as a table. So click on Insert, then click on Table. It's asking you, do your table have an header? My table has header. If it doesn't have an header, you want deselect. But since we have an header, we select it. So, and look at the range. If the range is proper, look at the range of the data we want to convert into a table. You just click OK. And you can see how it has formatted your table beautifully for you. I will show you other method you can use to convert to a table. So let me undo this. The second method you can do is on your Home tab. A lot of people don't know this. You can click Format as a table. After clicking anywhere on your data, click Format as a table, and you pick any of this style you want. The other time we gave you a default style, so you just click any of this style you want. So let's go with our green theme, and it's asking you the same question. Okay, and you have seen it again. So the last, I will undo it. The last method is, if for example you don't want to go through any of that, you like your keyboard, just press Ctrl+T. Click anywhere on your Excel data that you want to convert to a table and press Ctrl+T. The same thing will happen and we have it. So even after you have this, you can go to, and immediately you do this, you will see a new tab opening here. Table. Let me undo so that you can see the tab has disappeared. So let's do it again. Ctrl+T, and you have press OK. Immediately you see a new tab showing up here. And this new tab gives you different way to format your table. I want to change the style to the style we were using. So we can pick this and we have it. So you can see you have a banded row, different color outlet for your header, and you have filter tabs for your header, which you can use to filter your Excel file. Let me give you three things that change invisibly as you are formatted as a table. From now on, any formula you use that references your table will update automatically. Whenever you change a value on your table, you add a new value to the table. Any formula you use on the table will update automatically. This is called a structured referencing. So table comes with a structure referencing, and that's how you use any formula. Table also comes with a filter automatically. You don't need to go and look for your filter. This, and also your table, number 3, your table, any conditional formatting you put on your table will definitely be applied to any new data you add to your table. Another thing you need to know is your table has a name, and here is calling it table 9. What you do is select the whole of your table. You can see, make sure the header is also selected. Then you go to here where you have table 9 and you change the name. I'm changing the name of this one to budgets. So immediately you change the name, you can see if you click anywhere on your table, at here it will be showing the table name to be budgets. And also, this your table style. You can decide to do whatever you want. If you don't like banded rows, like me, I prefer banded column. I'll click on banded column and it will be like this. So I'll leave it as a banded column. So now that you have the table, I will want us to do something. Go to the total spent here. I'm removing this formula, the sum if formula, and I want us to redo the sum if formula to see the beauty of a table. So let's go ahead. You do your sum if formula again. What is determining the range of your sum if is this. So you can decide to select it from top to bottom like this, or there is a quick way of selecting a table. When you come to your table, if you move to the edge of the top of your table, you see your cursor change. Then you click. You can see it has selected the whole column. If you click twice, it will select both the header and the whole column. But we don't want to select the header in this case. So you just click once. So you can see. And when you look at the name here, you will see sum if budget category. So this is more readable than using your cell referencing. You have a structured reference. Budget is the name of the table and the category is the name of the column. What do we want to use as the criteria? We are looking for food inside the budget category. And what is the sum range? We want to sum our amount together. So let's do the same thing. And we have selected it. You see budget amount. Then you put your enter key. And you can see it has done the same calculation. Here you don't have to bother about doing cell referencing. You can just look at this place. When your cursor change, just double click to copy it downward. And you can see it gives you the right calculation. These are the beauty of your Excel table. If you click anywhere on it, you will see it's referencing the table, budget category, and so on. So let me show you another beauty of an Excel table. I will just come down here, add one more row to it. So let me add one more row. You can see immediately added the value to it. Then let's go to, the category be food. It's for dinner. So I want you to go to look at our food category here. We'll spend $6.56. We'll spend $6.56 for the month. So let's say we'll spend $20. Look at the amount there. Immediately it will change. Immediately it changes to $6.36. So that's the beauty of using table. That's one of the beauty of using table. Any formula that is related to your table will be updated automatically. So another wonderful addition that your table brings is your filter button. But before we go into that, I want you to do something for me. Update your sum if function here. Pause the video and update your sum if function to show the structure referencing of your table. Welcome back. I believe you have updated your sum if function. So I have updated mine too. So you can have a look at it and cross-check with yours. So let's proceed. Let's use our filter button. Here, maybe you want to see only your income. You deselect your expense, and immediately, because auto apply is on, it's showing there. If I deselect my auto apply, next time I will need to click apply filter before it shows. So, but I will leave the auto apply on. If I remove my expense and click, So if you look at it, you only have these three values, and it's showing these are the three values for your income. But you might be wondering, why is this table also short? It's because when Excel is doing filter, it hides the rows that you don't want to see. And because those rows are also on this row, it hides those rows for this table. Nothing has happened to this table. If you want to see that this table is still the way it is, the best you can do is to remove it out of this same rows with your table, and you will continue to see your values. Let's remove our filter. Then we can also do filter on categories. You can decide to deselect all. You want to see only clothing here, what you spent on clothing, and you'll see that's the value. And if you look at something, your filter does not have effect on your sum if formula. Your filter does not have any effect on your sum if formula. You can do two together, maybe entertainment, clothing, and it will show you only entertainment and clothing. So let's clear our filter, and it's back to its normal position. But you'll be looking, but we have filter on numbers too. You can also do filter on numbers. You can either filter a particular value, or you go to values here. You can choose equals to a value, does not equals to a value, greater than. Okay, let's use greater than. Then maybe where is greater than $200, and you see all the ones. Greater than 200. You see all the values that are greater than $200 here, and you can be maybe greater than 200, less than 1,000. Let's put less than 1,000. You can see we only have two values left here, this and this. So you have so many options you can do. So let's remove it. Let's choose another one, maybe the top 10 values, and you see you can decide to use any of these ones here to do your selection. So, but let's look at it. We also have date here. Date also has its filters. You can filter by each date, or you choose equals to this date, before this date, after this date, between two dates, or you can use this week, next week, last week, just something that you want to pick. So anyone that is more convenient for you, you choose it. So in this case, let me use before a particular date. Then I will choose the date before the middle of the month. And you can see all the ones before the middle of the month, this is what it is. So let's clear our filter and back to normal. If you remember, I told you that some if ignores your filter, but there is a formula that actually looks at what your filter is. So the formula is called SUBTOTAL. So let's use our function SUBTOTAL. What is the function number? You look at it, you have so many functions: average, count, count A, max, mean, and so on, standard deviation, variance. But here I want to use sum, and sum is number 109. So you type in 109, that's the function number. And where is your reference? Where are we summing together? Is this place, your budget amount. And if you look at the value, it is our differences here. If you add and subtract it to give you this value. So let me format it so that it can be bold and we can see it. Let me make it a current. So let's look at this value now. If I decide to change this to income alone, be looking at the value here, you can see it's showing just only the income. If I change it to the expense alone, look at it, it's showing the expense value. If you filter by date, choose one, maybe let's use before a particular date, and we are choosing the middle of the month, and voila, this is the total expense minus your. So this is what is running. And if you want to know only expense, you can just decide to come here, you can apply more than one filter at a time. I will remove my income and leave only filter. So it will show you only your expense by the middle of the month. Or if you want to know what you spent on food by the middle of the month, apply another filter here, deselect all, and pick only food. Can you see? This is what you spent on food by the middle of the month. So your subtotal can be used when you need to do all this kind of data analysis to see what you've done within a period. So let's clear all filter. To show you another wonder of table, you actually have a live subtotal on your table. You have a live running subtotal on your table. When you click anywhere on your table, go to your table tab and click on your total row. Click on your total row. And when you look at it, it's giving us the running total, which is not what we want here. If you don't need it, you click none. Then you come to your amount here. You click, we want the sum of the total. So it's giving us this running total. And when you apply your filter, you will see it will continue to change according to your filter. You can see this is only income. Let me pick only expense and let's leave it. This is the total expense. I want to know the expense on my clothing. Okay, on clothing, let's deselect all. I want to know the expense on clothing and entertainment with food. And you see it. This is the expense on these values: clothing, entertainment, and food. If you can't remember the formula, remember, you come to your table tab and click on total row. Let me show you one more thing. It is called a slicer. So click anywhere on your table. This makes Excel feel like an app. Click anywhere on your table, go to Insert, and look for Slicer. Click on Slicer, you will see a dialog box open. So I want Slicer on my type. And you click OK. And immediately you see a slicer. Your type have two values, expense and income. So it works like a filter. When you click on expense, it only shows your expense. When you click on income, it only shows your income. If you want to clear your slicer, just click on this X here and clear the slicer. Let me show you. Another way you can pick up your slicer is when you click on your table, go to your table tab, then click on Insert Slicer. This time around, I want to do two slicer. I will click Category and click on Type. Then click OK. You can see two slicer just pop up. If I want to slice by expense, or let me use income, immediately look at the slicer of your category. You cannot pick on all the other things that fall under. It will be showing you that no, this cannot work together because you cannot see anything here. So when you click on income, you can only pick salary or freelance and you will see the value. So let's clear this one and let's clear this one. So your slicer makes your Excel feel like an app, and you can easily do your filtering without looking in or looking under again. So if I want to see rent alone, I'll click on rent, and this is rent, freelance alone. But if you want to select two values at the same time, you press your Ctrl key, then you continue to press more, as many more you want to see. You can see with freelance, you can deselect your freelance, click on clothing. So now you can see clothing because I'm holding down my Ctrl key while I'm pressing on this value. So let's clear our slicer. So slicer is a game changer. So let's quickly create a simple chart so that I can illustrate what I just said. So I've selected my category and I'll also select my income. Then I'll go to Insert, then a simple chart. I don't want it to. So this is our chart. So if you come to your slicer, if I click on income alone, and you can see your chart is only showing income. If I click on expense, it will only show expense. If you click expense, then you have your food. You click only clothing. It's showing only clothing, entertainment, and food. You will see it on your chart. So that's the way it works. So lastly, your slicer can also be styled. To style your slicer, click on your slicer, go to the slicer tab at the top. If you want it to be in the same color with your table, you can look for what is similar to your table, and you can also style this, make it similar. You can reduce the height, explore the tabs so that you can do other things with your slicer. So you can place your slicer above here. Even this one, I can make it to be as like this. So you can scroll in and out in your slicer. See the scroll button. Let me clear my slicer. So you can scroll in to see what you want to see or what you don't want to see. We have come to the end of this episode. I want you to drop a comment telling me one thing that surprised you about tables. I read every single comment. I will read every single comment this week. The fully upgraded budget tracker with the table version with slicer is in the description as a free download. It includes the table, the subtotal row, slicer setup, and all the conditional formatting from episode 3. Let's recap what you have just learned. Format as table gives you automatic filtering, structured reference, and auto-expanding formulas in one click. AutoFilters let you find and sort any data in seconds. SUBTOTAL shows you live totals and that responds to your filters. And slicers turn your spreadsheet into an interactive tool. That is the foundation of every professional Excel dashboard you have ever seen. You just learned how it works. In episode 5, we go into formulas, specifically the 12 formulas that cover 95% of everything a beginner or an intermediate Excel user will ever. I've ranked them from most to least important, and I'm going to make every single one crystal clear. Join us in episode 5. Please subscribe to the channel so that you will not miss any of our video. Thank you.